Hello there, football fans, and welcome back to our Eagles Therapy Podcast. My name is Basil,
And I'm Baz.
and I'm saying football fans because as of tonight, this is now an NFL podcast for the rest of the season. We'll still be coming back to talk about some of the other games, of course, but obviously you've all watched the game. The Eagles lost today to the Buccaneers, 32-9. At least I think that was the score. I don't know.
It was. Yes, it was.
But yeah, we're here recording Monday, January 15th, 2024, about an hour after the game. I mean, the game ended earlier.
Yeah, the game's been over since 7:30, but
ever since the clock ran out and went to zero, the game's been over since the third quarter. But
yeah,
kind of the second, beginning of the third quarter. But that, I digress. We'll get into that.
Right.
86 people, I think we heard.
87, John.
87 people.
Yeah.
That's good. 87 people at the bar at Frankie's. I'm happy to hear that. Thank you all for coming out and
it was a good
watching that horrendous game.
Yeah, it was fun. I mean, there was positivity. It was fun. I mean, always when you're with the people, it's fun. And we had to cheer twice, maybe three times.
Yeah.
We had a couple of nice cheers.
I still only high-fived like two people because I didn't really believe it even when it was happening. But
yeah.
It's. I mean, and I guess I'll just start it off going into the game.
Sure.
Unsurprised. I said it after the Cardinals loss. I wouldn't be surprised if we lost another. I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't win another game the rest of the season. I mean,
it happened.
There was a photo I saw that was perfect for like Eagles fans. It was like, I expect nothing, or no, I can't remember what it was. I expect nothing, and I'm still disappointed. I can't remember what it is. I'll put the picture on there so everyone can see it.
Yeah, that sounds good.
But yeah, we lose 32-9. Any thoughts you got? I don't know. I don't know how to even talk about this.
It was fun that first half. I know they came down and scored, and then it came down and scored, made it 10-0. We had lifeless offense, couple 3-and-outs, the running game, 2 yards a clip. It was just, there was just nothing there. And then kind of in the second quarter, we started to move the ball a little bit, and we did get the touchdown, which was nice. Then, of course, we went for the 2 when they went offsides after we took a point off the board, which I wasn't very happy about. Of course, there was, I don't want to get into penalties and all that because we can talk about that for days. But, there was a clear shot of, his head being pulled. And
there's nothing to complain. There's nothing to complain about. It's not like anything.
It would not have made a big change.
No. There was plenty of missed calls, but none of them would have affected the outcome of the game.
The biggest one for me, and I know you get mad at me, but that pass interference,
Quez,
it's going to be called against us 100% of the time. And there was at least 3 or 4 or 5 this year that were not called. So I just want to throw that penalty away. Don't call it on anybody. Let's just let them play and let them tackle each other if you want.
I mean, yeah.
There was a couple plays, we lost. It's over.
Yeah.
Season's over. There's no reason for me to cry in my soup. But, I watch Evans go down and shove a guy, and then Goddard gets called for pass interference. I mean, just stop it.
It is.
But, I mean, even if we won tonight 40-0, we're not going to do anything next week. And if we were lucky, we would. This team just took that downward trajectory, and it wasn't any particular thing. It was everything.
Yeah.
It was. I still love my Eagles. I still love cheering. You can hear my voice is gone, but we had the defensive line finally got some sacks, which was neat.
Isn't that funny?
And then you and I were watching it, going, well, Nolan Smith, maybe he should have played a little bit more this year.
Yes.
Milton Williams, maybe he should have played a little bit more this year.
Yep.
Tui Pelotu, maybe he should have played a little bit more this year.
Absolutely.
Maybe spell Davis and Carter, who kind of fell apart, but they did play well tonight on the line.
They had like one good play, but
there was a couple.
At one point it was a 4th and 1, and they were both on the ground.
Yeah.
You're like, come on, guys.
Sweat still doesn't know how to box out his right end, and they just run a sweep and it's first down. But again, game's over, season's over.
Yeah.
We finished 11-7.
Yeah.
On the year.
I mean, with the playoff loss,
losing this game was ugly. They got to the NFL community, which we are one of the hated teams in the league, unfortunately. But they love to bring it up. Oh, this team was so good here and there. I mean, it sucks because we got Kelsey. Obviously, he's going to retire at the end of the year. I can't see him coming back.
Yeah, I hope that's a message going forward in the locker room. I hope whoever the coach is, whoever the players are, whoever the leadership is, I hope they instill it in everyone's mind who was on this team this year that they ruined the greatest center of all times last season in the NFL.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know a lot of people will say like, "Oh, you're biased. He's not the greatest." Oh, yeah, he is. He's absolutely the greatest center of all time.
Well,
There's really no debating it.
yeah.
I
Well,
mean,
he's one of the best centers in the last 15 years, hands down.
well, he's the
But
best center in the last 15 years, and he's the greatest center of all time. There's no other way to say
you
it.
get to a pulling center in this age of time and the way we play nowadays, and the size he is, And
so it's just a
amazing.
bummer that they ruined his last season
you could
like
tell.
this.
He was pretty sad at the end of the game.
Yeah.
But maybe BG doesn't come back. Maybe Fletcher doesn't come back. They
don't
both played well, I thought, this year.
Isn't that funny?
I know. The offensive line, let's just put that to bed. They're not the best offensive line in the league. I heard it 20 times tonight. I don't know if I heard it on TV or if people at the bar, but they're not the best offensive line in the league and have not been for probably half the season.
It's funny because
they're good.
The last few weeks, you would still see PFF rankings and them as number one. And I'm like,
they're not.
Is this a joke? Like, do you not see that my quarterback is getting sacked almost 10 times a game?
I don't know. We talked about run the ball. Well, we did run the ball for 2 yards on the first carry of the game and 3 for the second.
So
we couldn't run the ball.
I got a few thoughts that I'm going to jump in and take over from you because you're too sad.
I'm good.
Better to lose by a lot than a little. When they scored that last touchdown, I was kind of happy about it because losing by a little, now we were going to lose by a lot no matter what, but if you lose 27-24, that means coaches still have there's still some safetiness behind, there's safety to it. And now it's nice to lose by a lot when you do lose because now we know it's all gone. Everyone's got to be gone. I know there's a lot of beliefs on both sides, and there was many times that we defended Sirianni this year and everything, but he's got to go. The players don't respect him. The players don't buy into his.
He lost the team somehow, somewhere.
I don't know what happened, and we're going to find out something in the next few months. Something happened, not physically, not play calling wise, because they were 10-1 with the same play caller. Something happened. Someone punched someone. Someone was dating someone's daughter. I don't know. Something happened because
somebody lost at our iPods or something.
Something happened. Because it broke apart. He's got to be gone. Brian Johnson. I don't even have to say their names.
Right.
This was it was actually miraculous. We got to 10-1 with play callers this bad on the offensive and defensive side. Then we go to a worse defensive play caller. It's nice to know with them losing this much. I can't imagine there's any chance any coach is safe and still around for next year, except for Jeff Stoutland, if he wants to be.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, you just ask him, do you want to be here? And if he says no, you let him go. One of the biggest testaments to why all the coaches need to be fired is halfway through the season. I mean, I would say even a little bit earlier, we kind of realized what James Bradberry was, what had happened to him in the offseason, what had happened to him overnight. And he was still in that game.
Yeah.
For all those who were at the bar, you heard me screaming very explicitly at James Bradberry anytime they showed him on screen.
Right.
Anytime it was a third down, he was lining up out there, and I'd scream my head off. I can't believe it. This waste of human being is on our team still. It blows my mind. I can't believe it that he was still out there. And it's a testament to how bad the coaches are to not take him out of the game.
His lack of tackling kind of rubbed off on the rest of the team because, my God. I mean, especially in a 3-yard pass, and he just he missed, I don't know how many, at least 3 or 4 in my opinion, where he had the guy 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and he can't tackle, and then the other guys don't want to tackle either. It was a training film for a high school team.
Yeah, how to not play.
Don't play.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and say I'm sorry. I called him a waste of human being. That's too far. He's a human being. I'm sorry. Yeah. As a football player, though, dude, I can't. Hopefully, he's not here.
Yeah. I don't know what you do.
There's no way he can't be here.
He's signed for 2 more years, but
it's pretty incredible though that he just is that bad, and the coaches left him in. Yeah. And they're just like, good luck.
Yeah.
It's an abomination. It's a bummer. I mean, it feels like almost everyone's got to be gone as far as the defensive side of things, except for the young kids. I mean, you're going to lose Cox. You're going to lose Graham. You're going to lose probably, Slay. I don't. How much longer does he have? Before he does the Bradberry thing.
He didn't look that good.
He didn't even look that great, anyways. I mean,
he missed
this whole season. He didn't look that great. He's good, but not great.
Yeah.
Bradberry gone. Kevin Byard's a waste of time.
Oh my Lord, he's got to go.
How horrible is he?
Well, he's only signed for this year, right?
Yes,
I hope.
Now we have to worry about Reed Blankenship. He's kind of not. He ended off the season on a horrible note.
He did.
He was really terrible. Not bad, terrible. The last few weeks of the season.
Last few weeks, yeah.
Early in the season he was great.
He was
great.
But
you're losing all these other guys that thank God we're losing them. We can't keep Morrow. We can't keep Cunningham.
Well, those guys are.
These guys are terrible. Shaq Leonard. It's It's incredible. And I
Yeah.
mean, it makes sense when you think about it. We put together a defense with Scotch tape and,
Yeah.
and you know what I mean? Like
Yes.
you traded for Kevin Byard, you go out and get you bring
It's so
Morrow
funny,
back,
though.
you
In
bring
in
back
in the
Sonny Cunningham,
offseason,
Leonard. I
you
mean,
talk about how well stacked you are in the offseason, right? And then, within 2 weeks, we were like, oh, my God, okay,
the
we
whole
don't have a
defense is
linebacker. We
gone.
don't have
Yeah.
this. We don't. So, yeah, there was definitely the way it was set up was not correct, and that needs to be fixed. You need to draft some corners. You can't continually pick up guys from the street
Yeah.
and think they're going to work, And of course, we kind of hit a home run last year with a couple guys that played out of their mind. Bradbury being one of them, and
was
then
great last year.
Gardner Johnson, who we lost to free agency. But
Yeah.
it's just a shame. But you can't just patchwork it. You gotta
Yeah.
draft. You gotta draft.
You have to build.
You gotta build through the draft.
So just a bummer, but yeah, hopefully everyone's gone. Coaches all around, defense, almost all defense all around. Gonna have to start over. It's a bummer.
Yeah.
And then talking about the offensive side, even more so a bummer. We're gonna be losing Kelsey. We might lose Lane. Probably not, but we could.
Yeah, probably not.
But we're gonna lose Kelsey.
Yeah.
And Cam Jurgens is there to take his spot.
Yeah.
You got Tyler Steen in the wing. So there's
Hopefully
Cam Jurgens. Hopefully
he'll be snapping the
learns
ball, so he won't be running downfield any.
Ugh.
I don't know how many
Was that
penalties he
3
had.
times?
I think it was 3.
I
It
don't
didn't
remember.
really make a difference.
He had a
but-
holding, I know, but I think he
No,
had
there
3
was
penalties.
the illegal man downfield drives me crazy, and he was 5 yards down the field in the one play. But
Yeah.
it did not matter. It really did.
No, it doesn't affect
Didn't make a
anything.
difference.
We were going to lose no matter
But
what.
we definitely need, and I know you all agree with me. Hertz needs a personal coach because
Yeah.
he regressed horribly
Immensely.
this year.
And
And some of the things that went down tonight, I mean, they were blitzing again. Well, this is the 3rd or 4th game in a row that we've had just nothing but blitz, and we can't figure it out. He can't figure it out. And of course, I know you saw it as well. He threw it to the left side, and there's 3 guys on the right side wide open.
Yeah.
Not much, man. They could not get open, but there was some 3rd and 2, 3rd and 4
Yeah.
play calls that were just abysmal.
this is a rhetorical question. Does he wear glasses? Does he not have his contact lenses in during the game or
yeah,
something?
he can't see the
Because
field.
he can't see the field at all.
You know,
It-
and
it's
that was
not. And I mean, people used to always call him a running back, and they still do. You got a running
Yeah.
back, a quarterback.
Right.
Ha ha ha. He can throw the ball beautifully. He threw it down to Devontae Smith. It was phenomenal.
That
His
was
second throw to Devontae, which was incomplete, was also a pretty darn good throw.
Yeah.
He can throw the ball. He can get it to where it's got to go. But dude, he just can't. Sometimes
Yeah.
it's like you can't see the field, and maybe that's the effect of the fact that when the blitz happens, he is scared out of his mind. I've
Yeah.
never seen a quarterback so scared.
Well, it
in my
happened
life.
as the season went on. He doesn't always
Yeah.
play the way, but those last 5 games, they were just throwing
Yeah.
10 guys. And the other thing the question I had to ask you was, how many guys was Tampa Bay allowed to have on defense? Because it looked
It
to
looked
me
like
like
they
they
had
had
13.
Yeah, at least. Every
Yeah.
time he threw it, there was 3 guys around the guy with the ball, and then there was 8 guys blitzing every time.
Yeah.
So yeah, and it was rough. But the good thing is, and we do have to have some positivity. We do have some pieces in place for next year's offensive line, at least, right? We got
Yeah, Cam will go to center. You got
we got
Landon at left
Landon,
guard
right.
still. He's young. Mylott is young.
He's young.
And then on the right side, you'd bring in Steen probably or
Right.
draft a guard.
So we have a few guys
So, yeah.
waiting in the wings. So it's not
Yeah.
like it's awful, but to be able to run the ball like we did early in the year, and then just you get 2 yards of carry, and they're blitzing, but you can't open up any short pass plays. You couldn't get any backfield backs squeezing out of the backfield.
Yeah.
It was just
Pray to God that
Play
Brian
call.
Johnson is fired or Sirianni.
Yeah.
I don't know who's calling that play, but that wide receiver screen. Hopefully they're fired and we don't have to ever witness that.
well.
play
That pass
again.
play to Devontae was. You throw it to
And it's funny 'cause-
a 60-pound guy.
It wasn't even a screen.
No,
There was no one blocking. It was just 1-on-1,
It's
5 yards behind the scrimmage. Have
ridiculous.
fun. And that
here
funny.
comes the DB knows what's going
Yeah.
on, and then he gets tackled for like a 4-yard loss, and then
Yeah.
then they run Gainwell, and he runs back, and
Yeah,
it was
backwards.
just bad. Then we get a safety. I mean, my lord.
Yeah, let's go ahead and talk about that. That
Embarrassing.
safety was the worst play of Jalen Hurts' career for sure. I don't know how one can be so stupid. I don't know how it happens, and it takes us all the way back to 2020 when Carson Wentz against the Dallas Cowboys on a Sunday Night Football game. He escaped the pocket. It looked like it was going to be a great play. Ran to the left, and then he stood there for 3 seconds deciding what to do.
yeah.
When a defender ran up to him
From
tackled
15
him,
yards
from
away.
about 15 yards away,
Yeah.
tackled him, and he fumbled.
Yeah.
And we won that game. But that season doesn't matter because it was 2020 and it was just
Yeah.
terrible. But
Right.
it's just funny because it looked just like that, and it makes you just go, there's no possible way you can be that stupid.
Right.
You're still in this game technically at that point. I don't think we
Technically, it was 16-10 or 9 at the time.
when we went 3-0 to start the third quarter, I thought it was over.
Yeah.
But at that point, you're technically still in the game, whatever you want to
we
say.
score the touchdown, right? Then we get the ball right before halftime, and we drive the ball. We didn't have much time, but we drove it 30 or 40 yards, and I was telling some of the people around, well, we're just working out some plays. We're just Mr. Positive over here. We're just working out some plays, so when we come back in the second half, we get the ball, right?
Yeah.
We've already got like this play set up, and we're going to do this play, and they're looking for that 3 and out.
Yeah.
A bad punt even. I mean, it was just.
But yeah, that 3 and out was kind of the end of the game. But yeah, the safety. When he took that into the end zone and just let a guy wrap onto him without just chucking. I still don't understand why quarterbacks feel the need to hold on to the ball that long. But let me just say, worst play of his career for sure so far. God, hopefully that's the last one. And it's a bummer because you start to have a lot of doubt in his football intelligence and his football IQ. A play like that to me, it just doesn't seem possible. Right. I know I didn't play the quarterback position. I'm sorry.
No, I know.
Offensive line. But to me, when that happens, I don't think he's smart now. Like I've lost all that, Hurts, he's always been a smart guy. Well, now I don't believe that because that play is an impossible play to make.
Yeah, it was.
You can't physically, you cannot let that happen. But
whole drive was just. That was the epitome of the season.
Yeah.
Go watch the highlights on it. Just watch that one drive, those 3 plays, and you go, okay, yep, that was the Eagles for 2023.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just terrible.
Yeah. One big positive, Dad. Season's over. The stress is gone.
Yeah, it's true.
Whenever a season ends, I always say it's really bittersweet because it's bitter because it sucks. Football's over. We love football.
Sure.
I love football.
Yes.
It's a bummer it's over, but it is sweet because the stress that this team has put us through this season and mostly the last 7 weeks, but really this entire season.
No, the whole
season. It's not been a good season.
No.
It's kind of funny. That's the other thing. Usually if you lose in the playoffs, you go, hey, it was a good season, guys.
Yeah.
You say goodbye to all your friends. It's a good season. It
Right.
was not.
No.
It's a bummer because it was not a good
every
season.
game we had to bite our nails to beat bad teams.
Going 10-1 was not even that fun.
No. But the 2 Commanders games right away I pull up. The Patriots game, the opening game of the season where we should have destroyed them.
The Vikings
game that we're up 25 points and we almost lose.
Yeah.
It just seemed like every week.
The first Tampa game was even terrible, really. Yeah. That was our biggest win, 14 points, and it still didn't
25-11, but we should have put up 42 points easily. Yeah. And we were inside the 20. I can't tell you how many times.
That's in the past, but I'm just happy that the stress is gone. Let's just enjoy the rest of these other teams playing football. Dallas is out. That's good. We don't have to worry about that now. Now let's hope the Niners get kicked out. But
it's not going to happen.
No. Of course not. No.
But go Detroit. That's my team. I'm riding the wave. I'm on the bandwagon. First of all, I'd like to see them knock Tampa Bay and their smug fans out because they, they're not good. They're not good at all. That's how bad awful. We are. Yeah, they're terrible. It's Baker funny. Mayfield's. Come on, give me a break. Funny. He throws 2-yard passes. We should have had three picks. When they sack him, he's the same as Hurts, where he just stands there, and you're like, "What are you doing? Should throw the ball away or something." But he just eats it and gets sacked for a 15-yard loss.
I'm just happy that the stress is gone. We don't have to wake up every Sunday and we play at 2:30 and we play at 7
Sunday night
stuff like that. So it's nice that that's gone.
Maybe this will get us back to the 11 o'clock games on Sunday, and we can
let's hope so.
Kind of rebuild this situation here.
Yeah.
It's always tough when you go to a Super Bowl. Now that we've gone to 4 in my life, and the next year usually you stink, and we didn't. We did well this year, but we fell apart. But and now it's back to it. But the thing about playoff is we're spoiled because what was I telling you? We've played 31 playoff games since 2000.
It's incredible.
So I mean, you are spoiled, but you want to win, and we're 16-16 now for the record. I think.
Yeah, something like that.
16-15.
Something like that. Let's talk about some free agents. Who we're going to be losing this year. It's kind of funny. I got this list and I was like, well,
nice.
That's not as bad as I thought. I'm kind of okay with a lot of them leaving. Start off with the ones I'm not okay with, of course. Fletcher Cox, Brandon Graham, most likely going to be retiring.
Oh, yeah, they're retiring.
Great players, Eagles legends. They will be in the Ring of Honor.
Oh, yeah.
The moment they're eligible for it. So is Jason Kelsey. He's not going to be on this list because he's not really a free agent. We just kind of expect him to retire.
DeAndre
DeAndre Swift, There's hopes and thoughts to bring him back. I don't really know how valuable he is. To me, 1,000-yard rusher nowadays really doesn't mean anything.
No.
I saw that. What's his name? Sorry, Najee Harris.
Yeah.
Week 17, he broke 1,000 yards, and I was like, "Are you kidding? This guy's been terrible this year." The 1,000 yards rushing is kind of fake now.
It's like 56 yards a game, or
to me, it's like well, now it's the new number's 1,200. You got to get to that.
Easily, yeah.
So DeAndre Swift, I mean, he is a good player, and I'd like to see him back, but I have no. Oh, we got to bring him back. Quez Watkins, goodbye, good riddance, so long, farewell. Auf Wiedersehen, adieu.
And you, yes.
Yeah, bummer that he didn't work out. I mean, he was a 7th-round pick, so it's not like there was many high hopes, but
so much.
What a horrible.
So much put in. So many times he was brought up.
Yeah.
He's talked about way more than he should have been.
The chances, yeah.
And what, do you have 2 catches today, maybe?
I don't know. I have the stats, but
I don't go to them.
They're on another page, and I just don't care.
I just don't
care. He had 3 catches for 12 yards.
Yeah.
Yay.
Oh, great. Okay.
Sua Opeta, he
back up.
Didn't really do much for us, anyways.
Right.
We'll get another guard in the
We'll draft one. We better draft one.
Nicholas Morrow, so long, farewell.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Was Shaq Leonard even in the game today?
I don't think so.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Wow.
But Morrow, he's been awful this year. Early on, they talked about how they were getting good play out of these linebackers. Then they flipped a switch. They did flip a switch.
Yeah.
He went terrible. He was awful the rest of the season.
Yeah.
I've never has he ever gone into the correct gap?
Never.
We talk about it during the game.
Well, the one game he had 3 sacks. So
there's a run, and it goes to the A gap, and he goes to the, and you're
always,
like,
every time.
Never goes. Has he ever gone to the correct gap in his life? Zach Cunningham, he had some good plays today.
Should have had some. We needed that.
I know.
We needed it.
I know. We didn't need anything. We were going to lose this game from the beginning of the season.
Early on, though. We needed it.
He had some good plays throughout the season, but he just is gassed. He couldn't run out. One of the running backs was running out of bounds. He couldn't even catch him. He can't cover tight ends. He can't cover running backs. Goodbye. Shaq Leonard, what a horrible signing that was. We all talked about it. We don't need him to be an all-pro. We just need him to play. No, we don't. We need him to be gone.
Yeah.
Bradley Roby, incredible disappointment. Didn't even register an interception for us at one point. I don't even know if he had any passes defensed in his time with us. Going back to the Chiefs game, remember when they dropped that late touchdown at the end of the game?
That was Roby.
He was the one that got burnt. If he had caught that, we would have been 11 and whatever. I don't
10
know.
and
So Bradley Roby, horrible disappointment. Alameda Zacchaeus, what was the point of that? That was a waste of all of our time. I mean, he had 2 really good plays in his career here.
Yeah.
Or let me say he had 4.
Block.
2 of them were blocking plays, and 2 of them were touchdown catches. The best one being the Bills one. But honestly, it's a bummer we won that game because it ended our season. If you think about it,
it's true.
And it set the Buffalo Bills into an incredible turnaround.
Right.
Boston Scott, what's the point of keeping him? He's not used.
No.
I have no. It's a bummer because we always loved Boston Scott. We always wanted him to get more time, but he was never used. What's the point?
He had 20 carries this year, maybe.
I don't know.
I can't imagine he had more than that.
Yeah, he was never used. He wasn't used today. He wasn't used
against Penny. Same thing with Penny.
Oh, that's a complete waste of our time.
So you're looking at revamping the entire running backs.
Yeah.
Gainwell's
you're right. He had exactly 20 attempts, Dad. Good job.
No way.
Exactly
that's
20.
Crazy.
Marcus Mariota. If they brought him back, I guess it'd be a good idea because he's similar to Hurts.
Is he on just a 1-year contract? Oh, okay.
Yeah, these are all free agents.
Gotcha.
Julio Jones, goodbye. Thank you for your contributions. He caught 3 touchdowns for us. That's cool, I guess. But
broke some ribs tonight, maybe.
I think he got a concussion actually.
He got destroyed.
He got wrecked. That was unfortunate. But I don't see any reason to bring him back. He's going to have to retire this year.
Yeah.
Jack Driscoll, interesting one there. Backup right tackle. He played a few games for us this year. His first game, he was horrible. He was kind of the reason we lost the Jets game. If you want to get really deep,
he's a 4-year guy then, because we drafted him, right? Okay,
we drafted him. Yeah,
gotcha.
Yeah, so he was a major, not a major letdown. It was a bummer because I always thought he was going to be a starting guard for us.
Right.
But for
some
some
reason,
reason,
it there for a bit.
There was a time he was a starting guard, and he was like PFF ranked as a top 5, but then he got hurt, and they didn't let him play again.
Yeah.
So he's probably gone. Yeah, Rashad Penny. I don't even want to talk about this one. That's a waste of time. And the biggest one that we have to bring back is going to be Braden Mann, our punter.
Yeah, he was good.
Not
he was
tonight.
Good
this season. It's a bummer because tonight he wasn't very good. He had a 35-yard kick, and you're like, dude.
Yeah.
it's funny in a game like today. Like I said, I don't think we had any chance really of winning, but
No, but you
you
get a
got
60-yard
you
bomb.
need as much help as
Yeah.
possible. He did have a 57-yarder, but he had a 35-yarder, and you're like,
pin
dude,
him inside the 10.
you don't know.
You never know.
All right, I had a request from
Yeah.
JJ, our buddy, friend of the podcast. He had requested us to kind of talk about coaching stuff. He kind of wanted us to see about the exit of Sirianni possibly.
Right.
What do you think?
Well, I personally don't think he's going to be fired. I
No.
know the signs were out tonight. I know everybody wants him to go. He's 1 year removed from a Super Bowl. He's only been our coach for 3 seasons, right? So, 34 wins, whatever, but he definitely needs, if he's calling the plays, to not call the plays. If he's helping call the plays, that's got to change. They got to bring in a bona fide offensive coordinator and a quarterback coach that's going to help. We're not talking about helping a player. We're talking about developing a quarterback, because Hurts, he went up and way down. He fell off the diving board. He's in the bottom of the pool right now. He got worse as the season went, and this past 3-4 games, he was terrible. Okay, so I don't think Sirianni should be fired. Unless you can get one of the hot coaches, but changing coaches is never conducive to a team. You're back to rebuilding. You're back to 4-12.
Well, the bummer is, I have to tell you this, Dad. I think we are back to rebuilding. We really have to rebuild kind of everything. We're nearing the end of Goddard's run with us. Until he can stay healthy, I don't think they're going to sign him to any major extension.
Right. No.
AJ and Devontae we're going to have to extend Devontae, because he's got to be here.
Yeah, he was great.
He's got to be an Eagle for the rest of his life.
He was great.
But
you need to have 3 receivers in this league.
That's the other thing.
You can't have 2 superstars. You got to have 3 receivers.
We need to draft a receiver in the 2nd or 3rd round.
Definitely.
We have to start drafting some offensive linemen as backups, since we're going to be losing the guys that I just mentioned.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to draft a few. We're going to have to draft another probably 2 or 3 receivers in the later rounds and everything, because if Olamide Zaccheaus, Julio Jones, and Quez Watkins are all gone, that's 3 receivers.
The only positions that I think are solid are interior linemen. I don't know where we are with Tui Peloto or Milton Williams, but you got Carter and you got Davis. You got to get those guys in shape so they can last a little bit longer than 8 or 9 games.
Yeah.
Carter was great. He just had to fall off, and that's what happens when you're a rookie in this league. Davis was good, but he's too heavy, and he needs to work some kind of regimen, whatever.
Yeah.
But defensive line, besides the fact that we're losing Cox and Sweat was kind of a disappointment as the season went on, but I don't think he's done. Hassan Reddick plays harder than any player on the defense,
and they still drop him back into coverage.
Yeah, and he was getting tackled, and he was, but he's such a great player. It just didn't happen this year where he was close and missed and went outside instead of inside, whatever. But he's still around. I don't know where he's with his contract, but so I think defensively, line wise, we're not bad. Defensive backs, we need a whole bunch. We need linebackers. We need.
I don't know how many picks we have, but we're gonna have to spend probably 4 of them on defensive backs, because this is insane.
We're going to get some compensation picks for some certain players like Hargrave and things like that. So we'll probably have 7 or 8 picks, but they got to hit on. Got to hit on them.
Yeah, they won't.
You can't miss on them. You can't. But and there's always good talent out there. Now we're going to be drafting probably 21st, maybe 20th this year, because of where we finished in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Now. I guess if it's better than anything to lose out now instead of continuing. We might be in the 18s or something like that. But, my opinion is Sirianni will not be fired. I would be disappointed if they did. But, if they did, it's just kind of 3 years and a Super Bowl appearance, and 35 or 36
wins.
Yeah,
it's just a bummer because, if that Super Bowl was won, it would change everything. But this last 7 games is like nothing I've ever seen before from any team in NFL history, and that's why I believe he needs to be fired, and everyone does, because this team will never respect Nick Sirianni again. And like I said, I know we're going to figure out some stuff in the offseason. Something happened. I don't know what.
Yeah.
Someone kissed someone's wife or something. I don't know. But something happened in the locker room, and they all hate each other, and they don't care about playing for each other because they don't like each other, and they don't respect their coach. And he can't continue to coach this team.
Yes.
He can't continue to coach this. It's impossible.
Yeah.
If you keep him on, if Lurie keeps him on, we're back. We're ground zero.
Right.
We're starting over from 2021. He's going to have to rebuild the trust of the entire team.
Yeah.
Not some guys, everybody.
Well,
and that's why I say, what's the difference?
Well, one of the big moves was when he demoted Sean
Desai,
and then brought in Matt Patricia,
which
and
was
then Matt
horrible.
Patricia just wet the whole bed. I mean, he was just horrible,
Insane.
and he just continually
And he kept Bradbury in.
down spiraled him even worse every game. So,
Yeah.
but it was a tough end of the season.
I mean, yeah, it's just, but I can't imagine any coach is brought back after this. This
Wow.
is insane. This is, what are you paying them for? They're
Right.
not coaching.
Right.
What are you paying them for?
Yeah.
They're not coaching. These guys aren't respecting him. In the Seattle game, they admit, oh, we didn't listen to the play call. We ran our own play.
What? Yeah.
That's not possible.
Right.
These guys have no respect for this dude.
Right.
They'll never listen to him again. I mean, it's a bummer, and it's too bad because we did go to a Super Bowl, and he was a major part of that. Whatever you want. I know a lot of people don't like Sirianni on other teams, but you can say what you want to. He was a major part of that, and that's just, it's a bummer. But it all came crumbling down.
Plus,
Something happened.
There's always great coaches out there. I mean, every year.
Yeah, that's the next thing JJ wanted us to talk about.
Steal one from one of these playoff teams. Now let's go get somebody from I don't know, from the 49ers.
All right, the next
Buffalo.
thing is JJ wanted us to talk about was Bill Belichick's possibility of coming here. 3, 2, 1. No.
Yeah,
I thought you were going to say
sorry,
it at the same time.
no,
Sorry.
I'm with
Not
you
a chance.
No.
I hope this guy doesn't come anywhere near our team.
No, he's old.
It would be I think it'd be a horrible, horrible, horrible mistake.
Yes.
We learned in the last 3-4 years
what he's really about.
that it was Tom Brady the whole time. I know a coach is important, like I just said about Nick Sirianni, but it was absolutely Tom Brady.
Well, he always had the best coaches too.
Yeah, maybe Mac Jones sucks. I don't know, but no. Dude, please, God, don't hire.
First of all, he's 71. What do we say? 71 years old.
I think so.
Come on, how many years you got? I mean, really, think about it. You know, most of the coaches when you hit that age, you're done. Let's get like they always say, let's get that young offensive coordinator who's moving up now to be a head coach. There's plenty of them out there in college and in the pros.
Yep.
You need offensive coordinators. That's how it works. Defensive coordinators never really win that much.
Yeah. Last thing I got to say, something that I hope to God I'm wrong about, and something that I'm truthfully very worried about, and maybe everything will change and I'll be wrong if we get new coaches and everything, but we are in a really, really, really tough spot right now as far as we are either in possession of a quarterback who is phenomenal and has just had a really down season, or we are 2 years away from drafting another quarterback.
Yeah.
This season has been horrible. Wentz has been atrocious. Now, I disagree with all the people who say, oh, he's a running back. Da-da-da-da-da-da. What?
You said Wentz, I think.
Oh, my gosh.
That's
great.
Okay. That's okay.
I'm looking at him, too.
That's okay. That's all right. It's late.
Similarities are real.
You're upset.
Yeah, I know. Hurts has been terrible.
There's no way around it. He's been terrible.
He's been awful.
Some of those throwaway picks have been
just
god-awful.
He lost us. I know I said it was just Jack Driscoll's fault, but he lost us the Jets game when he threw 3 or 4 picks. I don't even remember.
That last one was horrible.
In New England, we were running out the clock and he fumbled the ball.
Yeah.
In Minnesota, we got to put the game away. He throws a pick. Tampa Bay, we were nearing putting the game away. He throws a pick.
Right.
I know a lot of those can dial down to play calls, but he's been atrocious.
Yeah.
He's been so bad. The Seahawks game, his interception. He threw 2 interceptions. One of them turned the game around. One of them lost the game.
Yeah.
It's a bummer.
Yeah.
But and I do, like I said, I disagree with people who say he's a running back and stuff like that. But
well, you know what? He didn't even run that well lately. I mean, he took off tonight. I'm like, oh my gosh, he's going to get 15 yards. He got 3 and ran out of bounds. And I'm like,
I don't know if
he's got nothing.
I don't know if his knee is hurting him or something. But he can't
can't
run at all. So what do you mean he's a running back?
Well, that's why you don't have a running quarterback. I mean, you watch Josh Allen. He gets beat up, but he's still got speed. But Hurts had nothing in the end of the game there.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Got anything else for me?
No.
Go Packers, go Lions.
Yeah. Good luck.
I know, right? Go Lions for sure. We're driving that all the way home, though.
Yeah, no, that'll be fun to watch.
I'd be really proud for them if they were able to, go from winning their first their first playoff game and going to a Super Bowl.
Yeah, no, I definitely would be pulling for them.
It'd be incredible.
Because I don't, as much as I was happy about what the Packers did last week, I don't think next week they have a shot.
No, I mean, I don't know. Yeah,
I never say never, but yeah,
because I said that about the game before.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Okay, well, if you got nothing else, we'll be back over the next few weeks. We're going to be doing some pre-games and some recaps of all the upcoming playoff games.
Yeah.
It won't be as long of episodes, but we'll also be following Eagles' moves if there are any.
Coach firings,
coach hirings, coach refirings
sure.
after they hire him, like Sean Desai. But
For sure.
yeah, and player movement and stuff like that. Of course, we'll be back around for free agent and draft and everything like that. But there will be a time period, of course, where there's nothing really going on with football. So what do
That's
you do?
tough.
You
Yeah.
know? But we'll figure some stuff out going forward. We'll do some lists. We always like doing
Yeah, that
lists
sounds
and
good.
ranking things. So we'll do some of that stuff. But
We got stuff we're working on.
we'll see you next week when we come back to to preview some of the games coming up. But from all of us here at Outer Eagles Therapy Podcast, I'm Basil.
And I'm Baz.
Go Birds.
And fly, Eagles fly.